Have you ever headed out to the garage expecting to be greeted by your happy, healthy GM Classic car, and instead you run full on into a horror movie in which your Turbo 400 transmission has been brutally murdered? Ah! I have a couple times. It's because of this transmission tube O-ring. Now I've replaced it a couple times and it works, but eventually we're right back to the Chainsaw Massacre. So today I'm getting rid of the O-ring and replacing it with this. So let me push this out of the blood puddle, transmission fluid puddle that I'm really tired of cleaning up, and we'll get started. Okay, this is everything you should need. Here is our classic transmission dipstick filler tube end repair kit. It is a grommet and a little piece of metal tube that's going to go on the bottom of the dipstick tube. You're going to need something to measure with. Anything will work. I just happen to have this little ruler, so this will be fine. We're going to measure how much the dipstick is sticking out of the tube. And then you're going to need probably a 9/16 wrench to get the dipstick tube off. It should be bolted to the back of the head on your engine. This Pontiac 400, it's a 9/16 bolt. Could be something else on, any of the other GM products. If you don't have that bolt and the dipstick tube isn't bolted to the back of your engine, that could be why it's leaking. It might have nothing to do with the O-ring at all. You're going to need some silicone to seal this to the tube, and then you're going to need some sort of cutoff device. I'm going to just use this air cutoff tool. You could also use a hacksaw. So there is our leaking tube. You can still see plenty of transmission fluid dripping off of that. We are going to take that tube off. There's a bolt on the back of the head here we're going to take off, and then that whole tube will pull out. I think I could probably do this whole job from up here without having to actually get under the car just because of the way my car is laid out. But we'll see. And it's right back here, and I know I'm going to be right in the way of the camera, so it is right on the back of the head. Alright, here is the bolt close up, and this is got a ground strap on it. Mine does, yours may or may not. But that is all that holds that dipstick tube in. I should be able to kind of wiggle it out now. Yeah, probably should have put a pan underneath that, huh? That was dumb. So I like to follow directions, and well, this came with directions. Here they are. Feel free to pause so you can read them. Key takeaway to the directions is you want to measure the dipstick, how much it sticks out from right here. So this is supposed to sit flush with the transmission right here. So we want to measure from here to the end of the dipstick tube, which is 2¼ inches on my dipstick. Measure your own dipstick. So this will be our new piece that sits flush with the transmission. So it needs to be pretty much right here. So we're going to have to cut this right here. And then this will be inserted onto here, and it should stop right about there. Now, problem I can foresee people having is this bend right here. So this starts to bend, and when you put this on here and you hit that bend, it might stop short. And the problem there is then your dipstick tube is not going to actually go down deep enough into the transmission. Yeah, but I'm kind of tired of this transmission fluid all over the place, so I'm going to cut it and take my chances. Don't forget to remove the dipstick. Like, seriously, don't forget to remove the dipstick. Before we start talking about cutting the dipstick tube, let's make sure that this grommet fits in the hole there. Now it should, but better safe than sorry. All right, this isn't going to be pretty, so you might want to look away. In fact, I'm probably just going to turn the camera off. Wait, hang on here. Alright, looks like our grommet fit just fine, so we are okay to talk about that dipstick tube now. It was way too loud with the air compressor running, but you can see that I just cut it right at the lip here. So that's what it was. I just cut it. Okay, we're going to put this on here. Make sure you file down all the ends, get rid of any metal flakes. You don't want to get in the transmission. The next time you service it, you'll think your transmission's blowing up. Now, I can already tell I'm going to have to cut this some more, but Let's put our dipstick in. Make sure you get it in all the way. Now, you can see we're sticking out way more than we did on the previous tube, but when we actually measure from here to the end of the tube, we are only at about 1 3/4, and we need to be at 2 1/4. So we need to cut off quite a bit more. All right, cut a little bit more off. Now we're pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and go with it because I don't want to cut any more off. I'm gonna take this back off. I'm gonna put some silicone in here and then put it back together. Now I'm just following the directions using silicone, but make sure you clean this surface really well. I've already done that, but you know, I'm just following the directions here using silicone. But honestly, something like JB Weld might be a better call. I don't know. You make that call on your own. Like I said, I'm just following the directions. And we're just gonna. And I've found that twisting this on seems to work the best. Now mine, there's a little bit of a gap here because of that bend. There ended up being a little bit of gap at the top. So now we're going to let this sit for a while and let this RTV dry. It's been 24 hours and the silicone is completely dry and cured on the dipstick tube now. No, I'm not angry about it. I just spent a little too much time in the sun today at a car show without any sunscreen. So let that be a lesson to you. All right, let's put this in. This is basically going to be the reverse of the removal. We're just going to put this down here. And into the hole. And we want to make sure that it is completely seated into that grommet. And then we're just going to bolt it back to the back of the head. And remember, if you had a ground strap like I did, remember that you need to bolt that back up as well. With the dipstick tube bolted back on, we're going to go ahead and put some transmission fluid in it. Make sure it's not leaking. We're going to fire it up, run it through the gears, check it the proper way, and then we'll be done. Just topped off the fluid. It's currently not leaking, and it's going to be at least a week or two before I edit and post this video. So if you're seeing this video and it didn't start leaking before I edited the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.